with Soma's win done, now's the question though if they can fast pace the other cookie matches. Finally, this we're heading towards Satoichi's game. So please, make sure he wins too, so Julio and his ugly ass face can get the hell out of our faces. Yes, this is the Shokugeki no Soma chapter 215, and I am the angry and offended despair reviewer. First off, the chapter starts a little bit adorably with the friends all congratulating uh, Soma about all this with high fives and many things more. But Erina is the only one who doesn't want a high five because, well, she's a tsundere and she's the proud one. So Rindo gives some psychological, I mean, not psychological, some support towards Nene and even gives her a towel, you know, the kind of towel that people usually put on their faces when they want to hide their regrets. It's surprisingly that she is the one who's doing all this, but Nene hasn't cried yet. And then we see a sexy cover page with Nikumi and Erina. But as the Elite 10 curses this one, and even the annoying Urahara begins, I gotta say I do not like the brainwashed version of Urahara. Either way, Julio decides she is going to avenge all this. He even calls himself the Great One. So, I mean, that just makes me dislike him even more. Surprisingly, during all of this time, it seems like Rindo realizes that Satoichi is aiming for something. Maybe, or more likely to say, he is using this match to say something to Julio and to Nene as well as us. I mean them as the Elite 10. Given to the fact that we still get teased what kind of character Rindo is, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that she can analyze that. After all, every single analyzing of Rindo's character have hinted she is extremely dangerous. And I actually want her not to be dangerous because, well, I do not want despair, but I know this match cannot end all with hope. I mean, I won't complain if it all ends with hope, but I know the rest of the world will. So either way, onwards to it. Julio decides to serve first. Is that once again a hint that everything is wrong? So he is serving his eel dish, which the judges are already enthrazed with the smell. He calls it a kabitone ni in umido, which is according to in umido is a specially kind of braising style of cooking, and capuite tone does mean eel. So the judges begins to eat and has a very and calls it the utterly masterful cook of eel, which by the way, if Julio was gonna lose this, how could you really write that? Is that a hint that Julio is not gonna lose this? Who knows? The fact that she says that he has mastered it, then again she only says that he has mastered the capitone. Then again, the capitone was some kind of eel. So yeah, as the other teams begin to wonder how he did that and makes the juiciness and all that, Julio begins to talk Italian, saying that he chose tomatoes in order to make sure he calls the tomatoes the heroes in this thing, making them a variety of lowest water percentage among the hundreds tomato cultures, so they could be a little bit more juicy and doesn't become too watery. As the judges continue to eat and all of this, for the first time, well, not the first time, but Tsukasa shows his evil face as he begins to mention he has to acknowledge Julio only for the reason that, according to him, um, he sees that Julio has entwined close with the eel itself, which is basically Tsukasa's goals. I mean, Tsukasa works with the ingredients, so to speak. He becomes one with the ingredients, so to speak, or intertwine them into that. The heightening the everything from the fragrance of the garlic concentration to the flavor of the onion. He inserts himself into that ingredient. So, so basically, Julio did a Sukasa like that. So please make sure Sukasa loses. I cannot stand his face either. And then the chapter ends kind of even unlike. Well, I'm saying unlike because, well, I never expected a foodgasm like that. Don't get me wrong, it's perfect. It's just that it's not perfect at the fact that the men strip and just have speedos. That was kind of gross. But what is pretty funny is that they are being intertwined with this taste. It's like they're being enveloped in an overpoweringly thick bust, as we see a foodgasm with a female judge. Breasts grow big and squeeze them between her breasts. Yeah, I mean, I can dig that. I wonder how it would feel to be squeezed in the breasts of a giant woman. I mean, we probably would die, but I still wonder how we would feel. It's kind of funny though that the judges that the two male judges are so happy about this, mostly because they said that the female judge, whose name was Anne, in their fantasy, her breast becomes bigger because, according to them, it is not so big. It is mediocre. Even the dark-skinned judge admits that, and he looked like the guy who was the most serious one of them. Of course, she is not really liking to take that, so she says harassment and slaps them. But they still call her bust mediocre. I mean, we have had plenty of foodgasms with a little food porn and all that like that, but it's kind of rare when the characters actually commentate on the sex appeal of the characters. Of course, Julio is believing he can win this, as the judges claims he has honored his family dishes. All for this moment was because he wanted to beat Satoichi. But Satoichi also begins to be ready as he shows his special ingredients, which the Polar Star residents recognizes as parts of the Polar Star. And once again, they freak out. I mean, come on, Polar Star rebels. Quit freaking out over every single thing. Have faith in them. But just seeing that, I'm actually beginning to wonder. Are you telling me Shinki's gonna fail after all? Julia was kind of insufferable here, so please, 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 do not make Satoichi lose. But the fact that Rindo said that Satoichi is trying to show everyone something. Maybe Satoichi's goal wasn't to win, but to humiliate to something, or maybe to tell. I mean, he said he was gonna crush Julio. I will find it kind of unforgivable if he froze the match like that. However, it's clear though that he is planning on combining the cooking of his cooking together with the cooking of the others, because I think he wanna show I can create a dish, but I cannot create this dish by myself. I can create this delicious dish thanks to everyone around me. Basically saying that these are the others' powers. Is that really a waste to take them away? Something like that, maybe? Or maybe he's gonna say that no cook is a one-man cooker. Like that. Either way, a chapter filled with many insufferable moments, especially by the villain side. But the foodgasm, yeah, that was extremely sexy. And extremely good too. I mean, it's kind of funny how this Anne woman, I mean, she is definitely a woman. But she sometimes seems to act like a young girl. I wonder how old she really is. Either way, next time, hopefully Satoichi will show his cooking and it won't be a chapter just dedicated to him finishing up. But who knows? All I know is that if Satoichi serves the next week, we will not see the winner until the week after. And we still haven't seen a single bit of Megishima. So what you tell me is that the one who's gonna be a sacrificial pawn is gonna be Megashima? Okay, I'll accept that. But only if we can get a little bit more character on that guy. So give me your faults if you have any.